Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to A1 Who's On. Back at y'all with another one, man. But before we jump into this, make sure you hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're new. Also, if you win anything on these predictions, only thing I ask for is your participation. Hit the like button, sub to the channel. Leave me a comment. Let me know if it's helpful or suggestions for it or whatnot, man. And we're gonna continue to put separation in that win loss column on that prediction record. And we're gonna do what we're gonna do, baby. So nonetheless, let's dive into this, man. This is gonna be part 17 of the NBA Quick Hits predictions. Make sure you stay tuned for the entirety of the video to get all the predictions. And this is officially part 2 of today's video. If you didn't catch the first series, make sure you tune in and check that out. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and dive into this, man. So we got the San Antonio Spurs versus the Houston Rockets. Both teams sitting at 9 and 20. Um, what can you say, man? You got two young teams that are out there competing, but unfortunately, it's not coming in results of resulting in wins. But again, both teams have some marquee wins in the season that they beat teams that you didn't expect. Whether that be teams came in overlooking them, or the Houston Rockets just went out there and got them, or the Spurs went out there and got them. But nonetheless, on this one, man, who we gonna rock with on this particular pick for this one? Oh, man, this one is tough because any given night, man, when these teams could look like they're a playoff bound team, and any other given night they could look like um, questioning how in the world this team is on national television, and that's no slight, no disrespect, but we've seen some terrible at times bad basketball, but nonetheless. Man, I know Josh Richardson is still out for the Spurs, and Tate is still out, and Garrison Matthews is out as well for Houston. So I'm going to go with the Houston Rockets on this one. Playing at home, I think that home crowd will be rocking and rolling, and they seem to play much better at home as well. So I expect a big game from Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. as well to lead them to the win on this one, man. So I'm going to rock out the Houston Rockets on that one. Next game up after that, we got the Dallas Mavericks versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Both teams sitting at 15 and 15, so it should be a good game in the Western Conference. And these teams that should be playoff bound, but for some reason, the record isn't matching with the roster that they have. The product isn't doing great, and that's on both teams. Obviously, you got the Minnesota Timberwolves with Rudy Gobert being picked up, mortgaging their future to pick him up. Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, and D'Angelo Russell. Again, it's not resulting in wins. They're at 500, so you can't fault them for that. But they definitely should have a better record than that. Same with the Dallas Mavericks as well. They have a very great. They have a great player in Luka Doncic, and then the rest of the team: Christian Wood, Dinwiddie, Tim Hardaway Jr., and the rest of the guys there. You have players that should be able to contribute and step up, and this team should have a better record. But I expect it's definitely going to improve later on in the season. Right now, I think they're just all battling that injury bug. And speaking of that, Luka Doncic is going to be questionable for this game, so it's definitely one of those situations where it's like, can this team come in and put on the show without him if he's not ready to go, or if he's out there and he's not 100%. But either way, who we got for this prediction of this one? I'm going to go with the benefit of the doubt, man. I'm going to go with the Minnesota Timberwolves on this one. I feel, again, this team matches up extremely well with the Dallas Mavericks. They have size to throw at Luka, and they also have the ability to attack the Mavericks as well, to kind of put them on their heels and see what they can do. So I'm going to rock out the Minnesota Timberwolves on this one. And then next up after that, man, we got the Los Angeles Lakers sitting at 13 and 16 versus the 18 and 12 Phoenix Suns. If you haven't been here before, I'll let you know now. I am a diehard Lakers fan, so I would pick my team against the 95 or 90s Dream Team, and we all know who would win that game. But I'm still gonna rock out my teams, win, lose, or draw. But if you have money on this one, though, from a perspective of understanding who's in and out of the lineup and things of that nature, man. So DeAndre Ayton and Devin Booker are both questionable. And I know Cameron Johnson, he's out. Cam Payne is also going to be out as well. So, again, when you have Ayton and Booker both coming into this game with some form of injury that's going to be hampering them, it's very easy to go ahead and say, oh, I'm going to rock with the Lakers and pick them for this. But the Lakers are also going to be missing Anthony Davis on this one. You know what I mean? So again, that's going to be seeing increased minutes for Thomas Bryant, who's been putting on the show. Curtis LeBron and the rest of those guys finding him on rim running and things of that nature. So it's a hard one to pick, very hard one to pick. But for me on this one, man, I feel like the Lakers tend to get up and play against the teams they should be, especially if they have some form of beef or whatnot. Obviously, we know the situation and playoff situation with them. So who am I going to pick on this one? Going with the Los Angeles Lakers on this one. I mean, they have a great chance to win this game. Even if you bet money on it, I still would pick the Lakers for this one. So that's the prediction on that one. Next up and final game here, we got the Charlotte Hornets sitting at 7-23 versus the 16-12 Sacramento Kings. Not gonna hold you nor take too long on this particular pick. No slight nor disrespect to the Hornets, but I have the Sacramento Kings winning this game, man. I feel like the Kings. Beating the better teams, and they're continuously doing so, playing great basketball. Their record is indicative of the product they're putting out there. Hornets are going to be missing Dennis Smith Jr. Terry Rozier is going to be day-to-day, so that's going to be a game-time decision for him. And so for the Kings side of things, they're fairly healthy. I don't really see any major injuries listed on the actual for injuries for them. So obviously they got LaMelo back, so that's fans definitely, he's a fan favorite. The way he plays and things of that nature. This team loves when he's out there. It's up tempo, it's fun, it's exciting basketball to see. But I feel like the Sacramento Kings are going to be up to the task, and they're going to pull out the win on this one, man. So I'm gonna rock out with the Sacramento Kings to win this game. So it's a quick run back on the picks here, man. We got the Rockets beating the Spurs, Timberwolves beating the Mavericks, Lakers beating the Suns, and the Kings beating the Hornets, man. So that solidifies it there for part 2 of today, the NBA quick hit pick'ems, man. So if you missed the first video for today, make sure you tune in and check that out. But that's all I got for you, man. I appreciate you coming through. Make sure you hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're new, leave a comment in the comment section. I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of y'all. And then if you wish to support the channel, that information is flowing at the bottom of the screen. It's also in the description of the video. Again, I appreciate you coming through, and I'll catch you on another one, man.